Hello and welcome to this week's Comics from the Future. I'm Jason.
I'm Andy.
And we're with Infinity Flux Comics. Comics from the Future is our weekly show where we show all the comics available for pre-order. We show their variants. We discuss why you might want to order them. It's a pretty medium to smallish week, which,
Yeah.
we got to have some of those. It's good on the wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think last week was pretty big. So
Yes.
this is a nice little breath before I'm sure we're gonna have another big week.
Another big one coming up. So let's begin with our first section, featured comics, starting with
A new character for DC Comics. This isn't their first appearance. They have appeared in the Wildstorm 30th anniversary and Lazarus Planet Legends Reborn, but it's City Boy. I really liked his all his stories we've read so far. They've only been a couple of pages long, but he has the ability to talk to cities and they talk back to him. Now, it's not quite as conversational as that. He has more of kind of a sixth sense with cities. He's mostly been using his powers to find lost objects or hidden treasures within cities and pawn them off. He's just trying to make a living. But recently, as his powers have started to grow, the cities have started to create almost like animal-like avatars that have been accompanying him and kind of revealing some of the secrets of the cities. Like Gotham came to him as this little rat made out of garbage. Very much kind of how you think of Gotham. But this does ask the question, what's Metropolis like? What is Themyscira like?
Central City.
Central City. And a big thing is not all the cities are kind. So what happens when he encounters a city that has completely turned on him and has it out for him? That's going to be pretty cool to watch. So this is going to be a 6-issue miniseries from Greg Pak, and art is by MINKYU JUNG. I'm very excited about this one. So this is our A cover for that. We have an INHYUK Lee. You can see Gotham as a little trash rat on his shoulder. And then this is the Alexandre TEFENKGI.
I wonder if they're going to have a villain for him like Country Boy.
Oh,
Or if it's going to be like country folk who don't like him is like, we don't like you, city boy.
yeah, we talked to large fields of wheat.
Okay, so next up, this is really interesting. It is a 50-page one-shot that is uniting the supermassive universe called Supermassive. This is from writer Kyle Higgins with art by Daniela Di Nicuolo. And so a doorway has opened, and beyond this doorway is the Holy Grail. Yes, the same one that Indiana Jones went after in his awesome third movie. The question is, why is Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, and the Dead Lucky all after it? I don't know. The solicitation didn't tell me. But, that's
It's
some of
interesting
what
to go-
tantalizes you.
They've been so sci-fi to go kind of like adventure-y,
Historical relic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That is kind of interesting, and why that would bring all their universes
Yep.
together. So, anyhow, this is just a 50-page one shot, and I think if you haven't been reading the other stuff, maybe a little hard to jump in.
Yeah.
At this point, I really think it's great how ambitious Kyle Higgins has been with
Yeah.
this. From crazy secret boxes you can order and find blacklight messages on,
Yeah.
to websites, to web podcasts with Patton Oswalt, like. They're just throwing everything
Yeah.
at these books. So here's our main cover, and then it also has a variant as well.
Next up is a new book from Whatnot. This is North Valley Grimoire, #1 of 6. So you can get a little hint of and actually talk about that this cover artist is a cover artist that's been doing a lot of the recent James Bond novel covers. So that gives you a little hint right there.
I feel like they're also tapping into a little Harry Potter.
Yeah, so they describe this as Spycraft meets Spellcraft. This is by Blake Northcott and Giuseppe CAFARO. And it's just as it sounds. So CIA Black Ops team that is even kind of hidden to the government exists to hunt down the most dangerous thing in the universe, magic. And so their job is to hunt down magic users and artifacts And in this, our main character, Agent Malik, finds a grimoire that apparently is like the most powerful weapon in the universe. And he starts to question the agency he works for when they want him to recover it, not destroy it, given the opportunity. So it looks like he's going to have a little bit of maybe turning on his own organization, being a rogue agent, something like that. But it sounds really fun. I like the mix of spy and magic. So this is our A cover. We have our CAFARO variant. We have our David Nakayama variant. Got some familiar names on this one.
Something about the way they drew her, the way David Nakayama drew her. I see like Aubrey Plaza a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit, tapping into her.
We also have the Rockwell variant. Now, this one's really cool. So, Whatnot loves doing their video game
This is
homage
what
ones.
makes this a Whatnot comic for
Exactly.
sure.
So, of course, this is the GoldenEye homage. I even like their Whatnot logo, how they made it look like the Nintendo 64 logo. And then a Sean Murphy variant.
Wow.
So pretty cool that they got him on board. And immediately when I see this, I add so much.
White Knight feel
Yeah,
to it. Yep. Okay, so next up, it is Marvel Voices Pride. It is the annual one shot for Pride Month in June, which is going to have a number of stories. It's usually 8 to 10 stories by different creative teams about different characters in the Marvel Universe for Pride Month. But the main thing that they're pointing out in this one is that Stephanie Williams is writing a story that's going to have the first appearance of a brand new superhero. They liken it to, I think last year's first appearance was Escapade,
mm,
and then the year before that was Somnus, and it's stuff. It came out, people were like, I might want, I might not, and then once I heard about the first appearance,
yeah,
flew off the shelf. So we're telling you now, that's what Comics from the Future is all about. You can pre-order this right now and get your guaranteed copy of the new character's first appearance, who we don't know anything about yet.
yeah. They don't
Will it be
even
a
give
mutant? Will
a
yeah,
hint.
nothing. Just letting you know that. So here is the main cover. Here is the Bazaldua variant. And of course, these covers kind of show you these people will be in the
Yeah,
stories.
these are kind of the
They
featured
always are.
characters.
Here is the Craig Russell variant. And lastly, here is the Phil Jimenez variant.
And much like Marvel's, DC is doing their Pride Month special as well, DC Pride 2023. And very much the same. It's going to be a collection of stories, short stories by different creators. But what's big in this one, we have Grant Morrison writing kind of I feel like the flagship story in this. And I don't think Grant Morrison has written anything for DC since his Green Lantern run.
Well, I mean, he's back because Doom Patrol's restarted, and he's gonna grab
Yeah,
that back.
he wants to have a hand in that. We also have Nicole Maines, Christopher Cantwell, and what I really like about this, it has kind of a angle on it where it is unlikely team ups or pairings of characters. So yes, we have Harley and Ivy together, but they're going to go up against Crush. Which I don't think they've ever interacted before. We have John Kent and John Constantine as they face off against a golem that Constantine accidentally unleashes on John Kent.
Is that because they're both named John? Because
Yeah,
one has the H, the other does
yeah.
not.
Well, that's the power is in the eight. We also have Tim Drake teamed up with Connor Hawk, and Circuit Breaker is going to be teamed up with Flash of Earth 11 as they get thrown into another universe. So a lot of really fun things. There's also going to be some special artwork like pinups and that kind of thing from different artists from DC. But I think this sounds really fun. This is our A cover. We also have this wraparound cover, so no, it won't be cropped like that. You can see this will be the front and the back of it. We also have the Oscar Vega variant, very Vogue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yep, magazine cover for
I like
sure.
Harley has like hair horns. This is cool. And we have a Jen Bartel, and this is actually going to be a foil cover. I think it's $1 more, $1 or $2 more. This is going to be like a $9.99 issue. I think this one's $11.99.
Okay, so those were our featured comics, but there are other number ones to discuss. So here's our next segment, other number ones, beginning with So this one doesn't have the trade dress. It is New Talent Showcase, the Milestone Initiative, which is a one shot. This is pretty interesting, however. So DC invited 12 new writers and new artists to come to their headquarters where they were honing their craft of comic making amongst some of the regulars who've been doing the Milestone comics from the beginning.
Mhm.
Well, this is the one shot that is going to showcase what they did. So I'm sure it's going to have a lot of the milestone characters in it. Maybe it'll have new characters. It does not say that,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they let any of these young bucks do their own thing. Anyhow, what I think is really awesome, this is 112 pages
Wow.
and they're keeping it unless they change this and this is a mistake. It's 3.99. So
There has to be a typo somewhere.
I was wondering because also why not get the early work of budding new writers and artists?
Yeah.
Like if there's a book I'm getting this week, I mean there's a few. This is on the list for sure.
Yeah.
So again, this is New Talent Showcase, the Milestone Initiative one shot. And if they change the price from 3.99, we riot. Because that's what it says right now, and that's what it better be.
Next up is a new Vampirella series. This is Vampirella versus Superpowers #1. This is written by Dan Abnett, who you may know from big things like Guardians of the Galaxy. But this sounds really fun. Vampirella is in this like superpowers version of the Vampirella verse. She has found herself as a superhero, and she gets transported to a world that looks oddly like the 1940s Earth. So it's almost like they're trying to do a what would Vampirella be like back in the early days of superheroes? I'm sure it'll have a little bit of that classic Superman, Batman style feel to it. So this is just a mini series. This is actually our B cover, the lyrics cover.
I wonder if she's suddenly going to be in more clothing.
The 40s would have a hard time with her current
Yeah.
outfit. We have the Pubella cover.
See, that's what I think. She'll be in the jacket,
Yeah.
but then be like, "I'm from the future where we don't need all these clothes."
And then we have this is the Lee variant. This is the FOC reveal variant.
Okay, so now on to our next segment, cool covers and other comics. This is going to be variant covers that we think are noteworthy this week. It's also going to be issue number 2s and 3s of ongoing series. Maybe you read the first issue and you need to be reminded that you want to subscribe to get the rest of them. So we're going to start with Nightwing issue 104. This is the B cover to this by Nalhupen. Not a name I recognize, but certainly a name to watch out for. It's a very interesting cover.
It's almost like I know there's that issue coming out that's all going to be from Nightwing's perspective. It's like a first person perspective issue. This is like a little taste of that. It's like them you're in their view.
I see that. You're part of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, yeah, right. You are kind of Nightwing looking
Uh-huh.
down at the. I see. So in this issue, Nightwing is gaining some magical power boosts, and he's going into hell to fight Neron. They already went into hell before and met Neron, and if you read last issue, Neron kind of forced some powers on Nightwing. I don't know if these are those powers, though. I'm a little confused if that's the case, or if this is something Raven does for him, or what. Anyhow, it's Nightwing. Just get it, just read it. The question is, do you want this variant or do you want the Jamal Campbell variant?
This one's really interesting too. You don't see them that
It,
look like
it
this.
looks like a turntable disc,
Uh-huh.
sort of. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
for sure. You can tell by the middle part.
Next up is Green Arrow #2. So this issue 1 just launched this week, and what's cool about this, it was originally supposed to be 6 issues. It already got extended to 12. It got extended to 12 the day issue 1 came out, so that's how popular it was. I thought issue #1 was great. So Oliver Queen, Green Arrow, washes up on a new shore, a very different, very kind of surreal beach. And he doesn't quite know where he is. Meanwhile, all his family are looking for him back in the regular Earth. And in this one, uh, Roy Harper and Black Canary, it leads them to a very unusual place as they follow the clues. And in this other universe or other world or wherever Green Arrow is, he is now being hunted by a new villain called Troublemaker. I believe that's Troublemaker you see in the background. And on one of these variants, it does not say it's that character, but we'll have to see. So, jump onto a series that's just getting bigger and bigger, much like the Poison Ivy series that got extended.
It might turn into an ongoing.
Yep, you'll want to grab this Green Arrow book. So this is our A cover. We also have our David Nakayama cover with Roy Harper. We have our Marcio Takara variant.
Green Arrow's color is green, but his team, they went red.
Yeah. And this is interesting. So it does not say that this is an incentive. So this is
Open order.
Yeah, an open order. And this is the Sean Isaacs, that's your interior artist, concept art variant of what I believe is the new character Troublemaker. But when I look at her face, she looks really nice. So she's not like in an attack position or something. So this could be the a big one of a first appearance of a character and on the cover.
That's how she lures you in. She doesn't look like a troublemaker. That's the worst sort. Okay, so next up, before we go on, I want to say, so Green Arrow's only been out for less than a week. So here's a chance to sign up to issue number 2. Signing up's important because it lets us retailers know how many to order.
Right.
So that's some of why we do this show, is so you can go, oh, I love that issue number 1. Yeah, I'm going to get on board.
Yeah,
Here's
don't
your
just
chance to do
assume your
that.
store's going to have enough, because especially since we've already placed, we placed our orders for number 1. A lot of people have been signing up.
Yep.
It's kind of that rocky period where you may show up and it's not there.
Yeah, I usually like it when we have 2 or more weeks to see.
Yeah.
But this, they got to get it to print quicker.
Exactly.
Okay, so next up, this is the Jenny Frizen variant to Harley Quinn number 30. And I was telling Andy as we were going through the screens before the show, just doing a little preview, they're definitely drawing from Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Right here, but in such a great way. Such a great way.
It's a nice mashup of like the movie version and the comic version.
Yep. As only Jenny Frizen can do.
Yeah.
So in this issue, Harley is going to be with her new Hyena spiritual advisors. I'm not going to say any more than that because what happened was just last issue that came out this week. It's just wild, crazy things with those hyenas. Go check it out if you haven't read your Harley yet.
And next up is Action Comics number 1055. So in this issue, we found out in the last one that all the stuff with Metallo that's been going on, maybe he wasn't the big bad behind it. There was a voice whispering in his ear. Well, we find out that Cyborg Superman is controlling everything, and that's what happens in this issue. As Superman and Metallo now must team up to take on Cyborg Superman. This is our variant. This is the Sandoval variant. And then we have the Talaski workout variant. They did one for the last one. I think these are really fun. And then this is our Bernard Chang variant as well.
Yeah, the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month. That's great. I love the ones where you have to just scan who's there and what's going on.
You can see, Monkey Prince thinks he's got this game in the bag. Connor's not doing so well.
You even have Roundhouse right behind him from the previous Teen Titans.
That's interesting.
Series.
We haven't seen Roundhouse in quite a while.
No, we haven't. Okay, so next up, this is the Kelly Jones variant to Detective Comics issue 1072. So I love the solicitation for this because Batman has finally decided to go to the Orgum Manor. The Orgums have been sort of the major new family that's moved into Gotham since the beginning of this creative team, Ram V on Detective Comics. Well, he finally is like, I'm going to go check out their manor that they built on the remains of Arkham Asylum because I think something might be going on there.
Yeah.
I guess Batman doesn't read his own comic as much as I do to know. Yeah, there's, go check out whatever gets built on top of Arkham.
You don't want that. Most people would not want that land. It has some bad mojo to it.
Again, this is the Kelly Jones variant, and if you didn't notice, look below the bell. Something a little
creepy,
a little sinister down there. Those Batman ears might be causing you to focus in the wrong area.
And that person's hiding until Batman starts to swing it and smack him on either side of it. Okay, next up is Static Shadows of Dakota number 4 of 6. This is the Marcus Williams variant. Very cool variant. And I wanted to include this one because I worked with Marcus a little bit back when we were both artists on Hero Cats at Action Lab. So it's awesome to see him work his way up, now working for the Big Two, doing some really cool covers. I think this is a great static cover.
That's awesome. Okay, so this is the main cover to Doom Patrol number 3 of 6, a series that I keep waiting to hear. It's going to get extended.
Mhm.
I expect it. It's been really good. The writer Dennis Culver, like I've said, is putting everything into it. So here's the main cover, and in this cover says it all. The Doom Patrol goes up against the Green Lanterns. The reason is there is a new metahuman, somebody who just gained their powers, who kind of runs afoul of the law, the Green Lantern law, by accident, and the Doom Patrol want to try to protect him a little bit. So here's our main cover. Here is the Ganon variant. And then here's the one I really like, the Culver variant, which is going to be a foil
Yeah,
variant as
very
well.
cool.
Yep. So just go ahead, sign yourself up for that one.
That's
That's
going to sell
really
out really
awesome.
fast. And next up is Tim Drake Robin number 9. This is the B cover by Acuna. And I just thought this was a really nice, very Batman-esque cover.
Okay, this is Spider-Man 2099, issue number 5 of 5. This is the main cover. It's going to be all the new 2099 characters they've introduced through the series up against all the new 2099 villains. But they also say there are going to be deaths on either side.
Ooh.
So, we may not feel it. We're still in 2023, but, it's already happening before we're even there. Here is the Lashley frame variant. These have just been
Yeah, these are
these are
fantastic.
some of the best frame variants that have ever been done, like
Mhm.
crazy good. And here is the Rice connecting variant. Lots of fighting on these, like fists all over the place.
There's a lot going down in that issue. Okay, next up is Edge of the Spider-Verse number 2 of 4. Who knows? This could be one of our last Spider-Verse series since they're kind of wrapping up a lot of the Spider-Verse stuff. But in this one, this is going to spotlight on Spinstress, our kind of Disney-esque princess spider character. But look around her; it looks like they are bringing in more of Spider-Man villains, but in that
Yeah,
style. So you're gonna get some kind of first appearances of alternate takes on these. I love the Green Goblin. It's very like Maleficent.
for
You've got
sure.
Doc Ock that's very Ursula. So
Ursula, yep.
that's I think one of the most fun parts about the Spider-Verse books is seeing not just the interpretations of Spider-Man, but seeing like what does their world look like and how did the other characters, how are they
What
interpreted?
else
So
they pull in an homage
yeah.
to, but hint, it'll probably be Disney stuff.
Yeah, especially with Spinstress. So this is our A cover for that. We also have our Casanova's connecting variant.
It's really interesting looking.
It is. And then we have our Talaski variant as well.
Okay, here's the main cover for Alien number 2. Yes, the series just relaunched last week, and in this there is more of a corporation unwittingly digging up aliens from the snow, which just always seems to happen. But it's the details and the characters that make it all the more interesting.
Yeah, people in the alien universe are a little too curious, a little too trusting of weird
That's
things.
part of human nature, though. We
Yeah,
humans are curious. We really are. Here is the Dave Johnson variant for that.
that's what happens when you have curiosity. Okay, next up is Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 26. So 25 and 26 are the big issues in this. We should be getting 25 pretty soon. But this is so under wraps, but something big is going to happen. There's a lot of talk about is Mary Jane going to die? I doubt Peter Parker's going to die, but is he going to lose his powers? Is somebody else going to gain powers? We don't know, but they do talk about how heartbreaking this
Yeah,
issue
the,
is
the
going to
most
be.
heartbreaking thing in like 50 years or
Yeah, it's very
something.
odd because, Mary Jane does appear on some future covers of things, so speculation for that. Who knows? But like any of these books, like we warned you with Spider-Man number
Yep.
7, don't sleep on these things. Don't expect to come in because if the day before something big is announced, good luck finding those books just on the shelf, especially because there is a spoiler variant for this as well, just like how that Spider-Man #7 had a spoiler variant. So if that gives you any hints that this is going to be a very big book. So this is our A cover for that. We have our Simon Bianchi variant. And here we go. This is the Gary Frank spoiler variant. So I know we've had some spoiler variants that turn out to be not huge deals, and sometimes they turn into Spider Boy.
Right.
So bet pre-ordering this spoiler cover. Plus it's Gary Frank, so you know it's going to be great.
Yeah, this is a tricky book. So I will tell you, like, I've had people who are in the know, not necessarily in the industry, but people who like go to conventions and
Yeah.
all, who have told me, yes, this book is going to be big.
hmm
But on the other hand, I'd say for every time we hear that, about 4 out of 5 times it's not that big, or it's
Yeah.
big for a minute and then it's not.
It's big maybe for the story, but not for like big Marvel
Continuity
Universe
and
stuff. Yeah.
ongoing. Yeah, and I'm also talking about value
Yeah.
too. So it's tough on us retailers. It's easy, I guess, for somebody to sit back and go, "Oh, you hear this book's big? We'll just, quadruple your order." And we do order up on this, but I urge you to pre-order this from your store. Stores don't want to risk that money. We hear too often that things
Yeah.
are gonna be big, and right now everyone's riding that wave from Spider Boy. It'd be a great time for Marvel to say something's big, get a big order, and then it's not that big.
Yeah.
Because that's how it is 80% of the time. So I'm not saying this won't be big. The other thing that makes this tricky is if at 26. What if the big thing is in 25?
Yep, exactly.
So
Happens
it's
quite a bit too. A last page of 25
yeah.
is the big one, and 26 continues that, but is not as big. So
It's tricky. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this plays out.
yep.
All right. So next up,
Another variant.
oh, thought we were
Got
done.
you. This is the Talaski variant. And I think it's also interesting. There's Mary Jane on the cover. So would they put her on her cover if she's not going to make it? Who knows? But I think this one's actually really cool. And if this is just my wild speculation, you remember that Timeless cover?
Right, where she was
She
in
was
the
wearing
suit.
that suit. I know this is the Spider-Verse cover where characters, they change up who's wearing them. But I think it's very interesting. This looks very much like what she looked like in that.
Absolutely. All right, so this is the main cover to Doctor Strange, issue number 3. In this, Strange is going to go up against his old foe, Dormammu, because some cult in New York City, actually didn't say New York City, just said New York, some cult in New York has summoned Dormammu. Because, that's a great move for
That's always
humanity to
good.
do. So that's what's going on in this. Great cover, though. I really like
Yeah.
this Alex Ross cover. And then here is the Asrar Spider-Verse variant. Here is the Casa Grande Stormbreakers variant. Here is the Lee Asian American Pacific Islander variant. INHYUK Lee. Here is the Degman variant.
It has more variants than average, so it feels like that's gonna be a big book.
That is interesting,
Uh-huh.
right?
Next up is Avengers Beyond #3. We've got some cool variants for this one. Dealing with the Beyonder and what's I guess beyond the Beyonder is kind of what they're dealing with in this. So this is our Clark variant. And then this one's real fun. This is the Todd Knox Spider-Verse variant. What if the Beyonder was also a spider character? This feels like just tack that onto your already like cosmic level powers.
With his huge shoulder pads. Okay, so this is Punisher number 12. This is the Cassidy Spider-Verse variant.
Mhm.
They're just taking these Spider-Verse variants whatever which way they
Yeah.
want to. That is, I don't know if I like it or not.
It's like
It's very interesting. This one's gonna have to settle with me.
yeah, especially the little domino mask almost makes him feel like a classic like Phantom or like a old like pulp
Well, I think
character.
what's messing with me is the classic sort of Spider-Man stuff. The spider symbol
Yeah.
behind him, but then it's the Punisher's new symbol, which it should be. That's his new symbol,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Anyhow, in this issue, like the solicitation's weird. It just says Punisher no more. That's
hmm
all it says.
And if
So
not to spoil it, but if you read the last issue, that makes sense.
I guess then everyone has been punished. He's forgiven everyone.
Okay, next up is Captain America Symbol of Truth number 13. This is the Pete Woods Spider-Verse variant. Very cool. I like how you can see a hint of the shield has webbing on it as well. But this is also Cold War Part 4.
Here is the Peach Momoko Spider-Verse variant for Deadpool number 7. And in this issue, Deadpool is being pursued by a bunch of assassins he then tries to pursue them. And then I think they kind of get the drop on him and it's just back and forth. That's what it sounds
It's going to
like.
be the Scooby-Doo running into different doors. They switch and chase each other.
And then here is the Ryan Stegman variant to Carnage number 13. And this Cletus Cassidy is going back to his underground lair all the way back from Absolute Carnage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we got some Star Wars books this week. This is Star Wars Dr. Aphra number 32. I'm excited about this. It feels like it's kind of kicking off a new story arc, new era for Dr. Aphra. After Hidden Empire and after the Spark Eternal stuff, she's definitely kind of lost for direction. And who better to help her than Luke Skywalker? So Aphra teaming up with Luke, I think is going to be very, very cool. This is our A cover for that.
I see it says not final art though.
Yeah, I think there may be a little bit of tweaks to
I was
it,
gonna say
but
it looks pretty
I
done to
mean,
me.
I would be fine if that was it.
Yeah.
This one I think is super interesting. So this is the Lupaccio variant, and it says, if it was just Shock T on this cover, a very famous Jedi from the prequels, I would think, oh, that's cool. It's a character, but it says featuring Shock T in this issue, and she died quite a bit before this in the continuity. So what is this? How does it involve in the story? But other than that, I think this is a really nice cover.
I guess perhaps a flashback.
Flashback, but even with Aphra, I don't think she was even alive at that point.
Aphra's an archaeologist.
That's true. So I think I don't know. I just think this is a really cool and interesting cover to keep your eyes out for. We also have the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary special with a nice Ewok picture, and this one is really cool. This is the Solo anniversary, the Lionel Francis Yu Darth Maul variant. Also, we have Santa Staros issue number 4. We have Lupaccio coming back to do a cover for this one as well with Diva Lumpop on there. And there is the Lando variant for the Solo anniversary.
Okay, here is the main cover to Venom Lethal Protector 2, issue number 3. Yep, Venom's got a gun.
Is this a homage to an old Nick Fury cover, I believe? Something like that?
It's ringing a bell,
Yeah.
for sure. And it makes sense because he has joined the Wild Pack, who are sort of working for Nick Fury. So that makes complete sense now that you mention it. And here is the Philip Tan variant for that very issue.
Next up, we have Ambassadors number 5. I'm really enjoying this series. And in issue number 5, we meet the superhero of Australia, standing right there, surrounded by all of the very deadly wildlife of Australia. Then we also have issue number 1 is going back to a third printing. This is a third print special edition. I tried to look into what the special edition meant. I'm not positive. It could have maybe some bonus art or something in the back of it. But I think it is cool if you do a second printing, add a little bit extra to it, give those people who maybe got the first printing a reason to grab the next one. So, yeah, they are getting a third printing, which I think is awesome.
Here is the Lee variant to the Neighbors issue number 3. And in this issue, the new people who've moved in the neighborhood, they start realizing there's no children in this neighborhood or anywhere around at all. Like that's very strange.
Yeah, and based on this cover, I've heard some witch tales of some cooking and eating of children, so
Yeah.
very creepy. Next up is All Eight Eyes number 2. We just got number 1 of this either last week or before that.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It's Jaws meets Arachnophobia. So that sounds like your thing. Definitely pick up number 1 and sign up for number 2. This is our A cover. And we also have this very disturbing Henderson variant.
Creepy.
Very
Wow, that's
creepy.
one of the most disturbing covers I've seen in a while.
It's like one of the old like EC horror
Yes.
covers.
Okay, on to our last segment, other printings and graphic novels, beginning with Warlock Rebirth #1 is getting a second printing. I'm happy to hear that. I
Yeah.
thought the #1 was really good. You liked it a lot
Yeah, I did.
too. So I guess stores have been selling out of it. And this is the issue that has the first appearance of Eve Warlock.
Yeah, I actually picked up the #1 because of us doing the show. You
You're-
recommending, I was like, that does sound good. I'm gonna go read it, and I really liked it. Next up is Batman the Knight hardcover. So this is the Chip Zdarsky series that kind of chronicles young Bruce Wayne as where did he learn all of his skills from? He goes from city to city, country to country, learning from the best to become Batman. This collects 1 through 10 for $39.99.
Okay, also for $39.99, they're releasing Doctor Strange by Donny Cates. This is going to collect issues 381 through 390, all of which was good, honestly. Very good stuff. But it also collects Damnation 1 through 4. I really like Damnation.
Yeah.
That was a great
Brought in
miniseries
some great
where
characters.
Mephisto takes over Las Vegas and they have to go into hell, and it was really, really good.
That Mephisto in Vegas thing lasted a long time too.
It did,
That was a
and
pretty
yeah,
ongoing thing.
Johnny Blaze kind of
Mhm.
becomes the king of hell again. So this is 360 pages for just $39.99.
We also have Fantastic Four Volume 1. Whatever Happened To is what the subtitle is for $19.99. A lot of people really loving this new run on Fantastic Four, and this is 1 through 6 for $19.99.
Okay, so here's an interesting one. It is Young Alfred Kane in the Butler.
I love the title.
Yeah. Okay. So the this is $12.99, and the size of this is 5.5 by 8 inches. So I think it might be a little slimmer
Yeah,
than your
makes
average
sense.
comic. So I just want everyone to know that I care about stuff
Yeah.
like that. And in this, it is young Alfred at Gotham Servants School.
Oh gosh.
And so he has a lot of pressure. Is he going to become a high class servant, or maybe he doesn't have what it takes? Of course, we already know how that goes. But it turns out that this school might be involved in criminal activities.
It's in
Go
Gotham,
figure.
of
Yeah,
course.
Gotham. So Alfred also, beyond having to go to the school or becoming a servant and having to go to school, he also has to become a hero to try to stop the criminal activities. So this is written by Michael Northrup with the art and the cover art done by Sam Loftby, and it's $12.99.
And next up, I think this is super cool. If you've never read the SpongeBob comics, they are like above average for like cartoon comics. They are really good. They've got crazy good artists on there and everything. And this is the SpongeBob Comics Treasure Chest hardcover new printing. So actually what this picture is right here is the first printing cover. I don't know if the new one's going to look any different. It does mention it also has the slide out hard case, and that's what you see here. If you slide it out, the where SpongeBob is like a cutout, and there's like a bunch of characters around him on the actual book. But this collects a lot of the comics that are now worth a little bit from United
Yep.
Plankton Publishing. You get a lot of that. I think you get the entire first full issue in this as well. So this is kind of an oversized special for $32.99. I think this is really, really great.
All right, that's our show for this week. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to read more about these comics and if you want to order them, head to our website at infinityflux.net. It is very easy to set up a subscription, and anything you pre-order, whether it's a whole ongoing series or just a cover you like, you get 10% off and our undying gratitude. So again, that's at infinityflux.net. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back on Monday with our day early review show where we'll review all the comics before they come out next week. So until then, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.